What is something you could do with a given superpower that no one thinks of? If you could stop time around your crush, you could pause, get naked, unpause for a split second, pause again, get dressed and then unpause like nothing happened. Do it enough times and she's going to wonder why she keeps imagining you naked, and then boom, monsieur. When you mentioned pausing time around your crush, I thought you were about to suggest something way darker. O_O. If you had X-ray vision, you might as well get a job in airport security, or performing hasty diagnoses on hypochondriacs. If you could morph into other people, you could also just morph into other versions of yourself and try out new haircuts, beards. You could play pranks on your friends. What do you mean I look different? I've always been Chinese. Quote, bravo on you for not seeing race. If you could teleport, you'd be pretty good at catching a frisbee. You can play frisbee alone. You can do that without powers, just throw it straight up. Yes, I'm very lonely. Predicting the future 3 days in advance, your prowess in stocks will make you legendary. STONKS. If you had the power to shapeshift, you could turn into a cat and sleep in that one beam of sunlight, and get away with biting children. Things you could do as a lightbender: make a space brighter, darker, temporarily blind someone by sucking the light from their retinas, permanently blind them by overloading their retinas with light, direct the path of light around people and objects to make them or yourself invisible, curve light to create paths of visibility around corners and other obstructions, create illusions, manipulate the electromagnetic field to control metal like Magneto. Ant-Man could eliminate cancer cells. Invisibility, you'd be the perfect photo bomber. Wonder Woman would make a very good judge with her lasso. Did you do it? Yep. Pretty sure everyone's thought of this. Telekinesis. Pick almost any sport and you're suddenly the most legendary player of all time. You're the basketball player who never missed a shot. You're the soccer player whose shots defied physics as we know it. You're the baseball player who only hit home runs and never missed a catch. Tennis, pool, golf. A hole-in-one won every hole ever? Really? Bowling. You pick. You're the best that ever was and ever will be. You can also kill people by snapping their brainstem, monsieur. You would be the perfect hitman. There are two kinds of people. Magneto could have created stupid amounts of electricity for free if he had ever wanted to. Hook Superman or the Flash up to a sufficiently large generator for similar results. Any control over water, wind, or earth would work too. Hydro, wind, or geothermal energy are all things. I imagine Ant-Man's matter compressing technology could cause all sorts of nuclear reactions to happen, but I've never seen the movies or comics. Who the fuck cares about Ant-Man? So I could be completely off base. What I'm saying is, why aren't we investing in superhero energy? Super speed, you may as well be cop. Isn't the Flash just a fancy cop? Aren't all superheroes fancy cops? I was about to say, not Batman, because he just beats up people for very petty crimes and leaves them to suffer on the streets, and then I remembered the protests. Depends on which Batman you're talking about. 60s Batman was alright. He worked with police and supported the community. Modern dark Batman is horrible. A billionaire who beats up low-level criminals as the hobby. Not to do good but because he gets off on it. The often unethical and monopolistic company he runs is in part responsible for Gotham's decay, being invested in oil and defense industries. Invisibility could make you the scariest supervisor of all time. I know you're just watching YouTube every time you have to go in the back. Todd, if you had any superpower, you could go to the government and get a shit ton of money by letting them study you and make scientific discoveries. If not, use your powers to escape. If the government knows your power and can prepare for it, then most wouldn't be able to escape. Fly, ball and chain, shapeshifter, camera and a concrete cell which no one exits or enters in word passwords rather than biometric or ID, etc. Still, most people don't think government experiments so upvote given. If you could breathe underwater, you could dredge the sea floor for trash. But you won't be able to handle the pressure of the deep ocean. Also, I refuse to go near those deep sea monsters either. If you had hyperspeed, you could just slow down time in order to prevent some terrible thing from happening. I read this as hyperspeed and I was thinking about either making lots of babies or planting lots of trees. Either way, what is involved? Speedsters don't slow down time. They can just perceive time slower than normal humans. You could, however, use your hypersonic brain to solve problems faster than normal, provided that said problems have solutions. You've got picoseconds of time to decide how to act, however, unless you have the necessary calories or the ability to focus, you're gonna have a bad time. If you can turn invisible, you're immune to villains that can shoot lasers out of their eyes. The power to stop time. Copy pasta incoming. Greater than I would become a porn star. And a nanosecond after I came on my actress's face, I would freeze time and take a break. Ages would pass like this. Me unfreezing time, coming again on her face, freezing time again, taking a break. After centuries, I would unfreeze time for the last time in this series. And lo and behold, the world's longest and most unexplainable money shot, with the girl completely buried and looking like more of a Jabba the Hutt type creature than a girl. After my multi-hours long cum shot. Bonus. My hair and beard kept growing the whole time. So as I am spewing out this monumental cum load, my hair is literally blowing out of my head and turning gray and white at the same time. People would talk about the cum shot that changed the world for millenniums to come. Invisibility. Hide from my children so I could take a nap. X-ray vision. Find all the lost shit around my house. Super strength. All gardening and housework is now stupid easy. Talk to animals. Tell my cat the next time he wakes me up at 5 a.m. he's getting punted across the room, monsieur. Also, sick an army of squirrels on my obnoxious neighbor. Super speed. Oh god, imagine how much I could get done around the house with super speed. You would be an amazing judge if you had telepathy. Control over electricity could allow you to control other human beings' brains. Invincibility would make you a fantastic test pilot. No worries if something goes catastrophically wrong. Create life on other planets and continue humanity. I've wondered if there was a way to swap Mars and Venus. Would the results end up with 2 more habitable planets? By that I mean move Mars into Venus's orbit and Venus into Mars' orbit. Would Mars heat up enough to support human life? Would Venus cool down enough to support human life? All other things being equal, no. Mars would still have not much in terms of atmosphere, and Venus's atmosphere would still be poisonous. Cure depression. What superpower? Asterisk. The power to cure depression. Asterisk. Nice. As a person with long, let's just say, endurance prostitution, I have long. If Superman studied, he could be a great radiologist. Shapeshift my fingerprints so I could throw the police off, and I could change my voice box to also sound different as well, so I can do anything illegal or not, as no one can trace anything back to me. I just have fun messing people and scarring them. Assuming you could choose any form, not just a real one, it'd keep making symbols as fingerprints. They would be so confused. It appears as if the suspect's fingerprints are shaped like a penis. With teleportation, you could explore the universe. Steal a spacesuit first. My brother made me see how power over probability. Extremely good luck can be up. With probability, chances of bad things 0%. Chances of good things 100%. You get the idea. If you were an earthbender, you would make a pretty good civil engineer. No one takes telekinesis to the nth degree. Why not rearrange molecules? Turn elements into different elements? Pull waste out of water and air. Killing people is so boring to waste a superpower on. Shapeshift, I turn to a panda and just roll around. Telepathy, mind reading a detective and or police officer. Mind control and be the best therapist. I would make people's hearts kinder and more patient. You could be a great blacksmith with Superman's powers. You could pound and shape metal with your fists, heat it with your eyes, and cool it with your breath. You could also probably use your supervision to see the metal atoms, know what the composition and structure is. You could even fly into space and mine straight from asteroids if you want. Or like IDK save the world or something like that. I won't ever forget this person in an old RP forum who had a fire character and the guy he was fighting was fireproof or some shit IDK. Anyway, he made a fire dome thing around dude to absorb the oxygen, and there really wasn't anything he could think of in retaliation, so he just died of suffocation. Well, if you could read minds, the advances on helping people with speaking disabilities would be huge, or just in psychology itself it would help you understand or detect things earlier. Also, therapy would be helpful for those types of people who just say I don't know when you ask questions. He seems to already have a flat and a car. So maybe it's Mr. Bean being returned after being abducted. Jeez. Can you imagine being the alien to do the probe shenanigans? If you can walk through walls, you could walk through whatever is about come at you like a fist, knife, or bullet. Talk to animals, so you can get away with eating all the chips by making a deal with them. Greater than. As if shapeshifter. Somewhat similar to what somebody else said, but then into someone with a different power. Wanna have telekinesis like your friend? Boom. You're them and you've got their power. That's shapeshifting, not power shifting. And it's kinda cheating NGL. I don't think that's how shapeshifting works. You just get into the shape of the man, woman, object, animal you wanna be. But you don't get their powers. Or is it me being boring? Shapeshifting is an easy scheme. 1. Turn into a fucking helicopter. 2. Land. 3. Turn into Superman. 4. Tell everyone to go outside. 5. Rob the store as someone you hate and is famous. 6. Get away as Superman again. And this implies that we started in the air. If you have super strength, you can squeeze a piece of coal hard enough to crush a diamond. This series called Baki the Grappler has explored this, and there's a sumo wrestler who was able to squeeze a piece of coal and form it into a diamond. Instant thousands of dollars. Just gotta find the coal. Teleportation. Super highly paid courier. Telekinesis. Ultimate organizer of large spaces or large-scale construction of demolition work. Any kind of super speed. Run a dynamo. As someone with little skills, no job, and a love for delivery, I love this. Shape-shifting scales in awesomeness and creepiness depending on the creativity of the user. If I had that superpower, I would turn the life of someone I hate into a Junji Ito manga plot. I'll shapeshift into their furniture and move around to mess with them. Occasionally appear as someone they love before melting into a flesh puddle, etc. If you had the power of complete control over your body's processes, it's basically a bunch of powers in one. Rapid healing. You can shut off pain, control your emotions, increase your muscle growth for a strength boost, etc. If I had magnetic powers, I could instantly drain someone's body of their iron, killing them monsieur. If you had earth bending, you could drive a spike through someone's chest SMH. Teleporting can be used for flying, if you teleport fast enough. Body hopping with boss and sign a paid leave for a week. Mind reading would make you insanely good at lots of sports. Everyone always talks about the physical aspect of sports. Knowing exactly what the other player is thinking could arguably be more useful than superhuman. Strength or speed. Will he throw a curveball or fastball? Is she gonna pump fake or actually pass? Time travel. Now I am the world's fastest delivery guy. I'm already on your porch before the confirmation email hits. And I wouldn't get overwhelmed. Because I have all the time in the world. Greater than all the time in the world. Dude, that's genius. You can make stacks and do barely anything. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.